the place we were. We had a fun night last night, or yesterday. We went snorkeling, as you probably saw, and went into town. We had some really awful food.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Worst food we've had since,
Yeah,
bad.
terrible restaurant. Yeah, really bad decision.
We didn't get sick, so that's good.
Yeah. And then last night we went to the bioluminescence bay, which was okay. Wasn't as cool as I wanted it to be. I expected to see, like, you know, bright green highlighter marker kind of through the water when things moved, and really all we saw was a little bit of pixie dust. So little twinkly lights. It was kind of like if fireflies were underwater. And when you put your hand or your foot through it and move it, it was more fireflies.
It's pretty cool, but
yeah.
I was hoping for more. We'll
Yeah.
probably get to those bays where it is like the highlighters underwater, but
Yeah.
not yet.
I guess we watched it once on Delos, and so that's really the only thing that was in our head, and this just wasn't that. But it was cool. We took about a mile dinghy ride, us and our two other dinghies. Our dinghy's acting up a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're spinning the prop. There's a rubber bushing inside the prop that I think it's designed so if you hit something, that gives way instead of screwing up your motor. We hadn't hit anything, but it feels like if there was a transmission, it feels like the transmission's slipping.
It just revs up all of a sudden.
Yeah. So I pulled we're actually towing the dinghy, but we pulled the motor off, so when we get where we're going, I can inspect that a little bit more. We do have a spare prop. It's not new, so who knows, that may have the same problem, but I'll probably swap the props and put another one on order if that fixes the problem.
So yeah, so we went and did that, and we kind of rafted up together and just floated out there in the bay for probably a good 45 minutes.
Maybe an hour, yeah.
45 minutes to an hour. It was really very peaceful after the big party boats of 30, 40 and 50 people left.
Yeah, dinghying that night without dinghy lights, with a lot of traffic is...
It was a little scary.
Yeah, I had a flashlight on the front and back of my head, so boats behind us could see us.
Yeah, there were boats everywhere, so that was probably not one of our wisest moves. But we had a floodlight with us. We had headlights with us, and we were with two other boats. One of them did actually have dinghy lights. So, but anyway, it was fun. So now we're on our way to Gilligans Island.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I'm putting braids back in my hair. So yeah, we're going there for at least a day. We need to be in Salinas by Wednesday early afternoon because we have people coming in. I think the first person coming in is Brandy's friend on Wednesday, and then on Saturday maybe Will's got his niece coming in who is, guess what, bringing us some stuff.
That's a fact, bringing us some more parts.
Bringing us a switch.
The thermal, thermostat regulator switch. So basically the buzzer alarm that keeps going off, we think is going off too soon. We're not actually overheating as the current theory.
Oh, for the engine, yeah.
For the engine.
She's also bringing us a breaker to install on our solar panel.
Our solar charger.
Because it keeps tripping a breaker or melting a breaker.
Yeah, we have a fuse that is on our solar charger.
Yeah.
It's blown a few times.
And melted.
And I've talked to Jameson, our solar guy that installed everything. And he said, yeah, there's one part on there, the fuse block actually. He says he doesn't normally use the fuse blocks. He uses a thermal circuit breaker in place. But we already had one on board, and he was trying to save us, $80. And so the fuse keeps blowing, and actually we had one actually melt. It's getting hot. It didn't blow, but it melted. So we got one of those on order, so Will's niece is bringing that in. So hopefully that fixes the problem. But when Beth came back from Georgetown, I had her bring back 10 extra fuses. So we're okay, and we're motoring today, so
Should be
yeah,
alright.
we should be able to charge the battery.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little unnerving when you find a melted fuse behind your headboard.
Melted behind your head. It's not good. But anyway, so that's kind of the plan. Gilligans Island supposed to have good snorkeling too, so can't wait to get there and do some stuff. And then when we get to Salinas again, I've probably said this already, we're going to rent some cars and do some stuff inland. Maybe do some hikes, go to some waterfalls, so that's pretty cool. Just heard from our buddy boats this morning. Chris and Donnie are doing a delivery from St. Thomas to North Carolina.
Our original buddy boats.
Yeah, original buddy boats. So they made it to the Bahamas, and Chris was on board, so of course there's fish. They caught a mahi. So Marley and Remedy and Chris and Donnie on whatever this boat is. I can't remember. It's a name, somebody's name. They are all getting together tonight for mahi. So a little sad not to be there to participate in that, but glad they were able to get together. We tried to hook up with Donnie and Chris, but we weren't further enough. Is that a word? Further enough south to catch them. So anyway, all right, we'll keep you posted on our trip. Should be very little wind today.
Yeah, if anything, it'll be behind us, which I hope we get a couple of pups because it'd be nice to do downwind sailing.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so one of our buddy boats has been having engine problems. They ran a bunch of barnacle buster through. Yeah, they took off the heat exchanger, and there's all kinds of goop and all kinds of shit in there. So we were like, "Woo, we found the problem." Cleaned it all out. Everything's good. We're not 10 minutes outside the anchorage. He's like, "Yeah, it's doing really good." And then 5 minutes later, oh shit, temperature's going up. I guess he went down to check on something, and he had water spewing everywhere. So it sounds like maybe a hose clamp was not tight. So he's doing that. And meanwhile, AJ, I don't know if you can see him back there. He's back there at the back of the boat, working on the propeller.
Yeah.
Working on the propeller for the dinghy. And he said earlier it was kind of like it was slipping. So he's going to take the propeller off and see if he can figure out what's going on with it. Get it fixed. So right now we're just doing circles around our buddies until they're ready. And then we'll head on.
Alright, we got our engine back on. David fixed the hose. So, round 2, let's go.
I got something else, I think.
Pretty good.
So if you guys want to know what happened, it was the out of the raw water pump. There's a 1-inch rubber hose that connects to a metal pipe that brings the water forward, and it looks like that pipe corroded underneath the hose clamps.
Dang.
And just bam, it blew out, and it's pumping half the water into our building.
There's always something on a boat, for sure.
Metal part. Say that again, Will?
So now it's just all hose, no metal part? Is that what you did?
No, the metal part is about 2.5 feet long, runs the whole length of the engine. So I just had to move the elbow. I'll have to get a longer 1-inch rubber elbow somewhere. And maybe get a new pipe. I don't know, I'll have to inspect it.
Crazy.
It just never ends some days. Like, holy shit.
What's the previous owner's name? Yep.
Joe. I don't know if we can blame this on Joe, though. I wish.
I tell you, there's always something corroding on those. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I gotta inspect this whole pipe and see what's going on. You know, why is it, and how bad is it? Is it worse somewhere up the middle of the pipe?
Over there on our starboard side. And stargazer creeping up on our port. But look at those mountains out there. Aren't those beautiful? Really pretty sailing here.
Alright, so quick update on the bilge pump. It is working the way it's supposed to. So,
Oh, dolphin!
Dolphin, where we're at.
Right there.
I see it.
Dolphins at 3 o'clock off my starboard side.
We got 3 of them.
Dolphins.
He's right here at the bow. Yeah, he's right here. There's 2 of them right here. There's 3 of them. Come here. Yeah.
Hey, buddies. Hey. Hey, boys.
Big.
Oh.
Finally.
Woo. Love it. Yeah. Woohoo.
And a baby.
Hey, buddies. Hey. What are you doing? Yes.
You go away. Oh, there he is. Nice.
Nothing better than you guys.
Dolphins do not get old ever. It's been a long time since we've seen dolphins.
Seen any Harleys in the Bahamas. 2 of them killed off.
This guy's still here. This guy's still here.
Might be around the back. There's one right there. There's another one right here.
Dolphins are freaking
Little
awesome.
baby one.
That's big.
Oh my god, there's nothing better. Woohoo!
Alright, I think they might have taken off. Maybe they went to go hang out with their buddy boats. Yeah. That was awesome. It's been a long time since we've seen dolphins that have actually sticking with us for a while. Sometimes you see them occasionally off in the distance. We saw them all the time in back in the States in ICW, but since we left for the Bahamas, we've seen a few in the distance, but they've never come up to the boat. So it's awesome when they come to the boat and ride the bow wave. So anyway, back to the bilge pump story. So Those pumps fixed. It ended up being the pickup, right at the pickup of the bilge, where the water first sucks in. There's a check valve, and I pulled apart that check valve, and it was nasty. It was full of hair and just grossness. So I pulled all that crap apart and fixed that. So pulled all that apart and put it back together, and it is pumping water overboard again. So our boat is no longer slowly sinking. We're good. So on to the next project, which was actually our dinghy. The prop was, it felt like our transmission was slipping, but there's no transmission. Somebody told me that there's a rubber bushing inside the prop that is supposed to protect the prop, actually protects the engine. So if you hit something, it spins that instead of messing up your motor. We didn't actually hit anything, but there was a second prop for the dinghy on the boat. It was used. Hopefully that one is not spun also. And but I swapped that out while we were underway. And we'll see if that works when we get to Gilligans Island next. And we'll dinghy around and check it out. So anyway, pretty good day so far. No wind, so we're just motoring. But beautiful day for a motor, and we got to see dolphins, so that's awesome. Anyway, we'll update you guys more later. Bye. All right, so we're changing our backyard again. Beth's at the helm for a little while anyway. Coming into our next anchorage. The anchorage is called Gilligans Island. Looks pretty quiet. One other sailboat here other than our two buddy boats. And it looks like two power boats. It's Saturday and pretty quiet, so we like that. Like some paddle boarders or kayakers. These look like residences. It looks like our resort over there. But yeah, so we'll see how this anchorage turns out. It's supposed to be some good snorkeling, so that's what we're here for. Slowly making our way, I guess, east towards the end of Puerto Rico, and then we'll jump to the Virgin Islands. But we got some guests we're picking up, not us, but our buddy boats do, in a few days. So we're slowly heading over towards Ponce or Salinas, and then we'll rent a car to go grab them from the airport. Provision, and looks like a great place. Nice and quiet. I don't know that there's much of a town to go into, but we'll see. But looking forward to snorkeling. The last place we went to was pretty cool. Pretty small reef, but definitely worth jumping in the water for.
This is the shore line. Very pretty little anchorage. And way quieter than the anchorages that we just came from.